Good morning, 45L. Happy Monday to you. This is our writing video where we're going to unpack the learning intention and the success criteria, do a few worked examples for you guys. So I'm going to be moving around the classroom. So occasionally I might pick up the laptop and move it and bring it in closer for you to do something, or zoom it back out, or it'll be a little bit disorganised. Maybe just like the classroom sometimes, when I get on a bit of a roll. All right, writing this week. Learning intention, success criteria. All right, our learning intention for this week is we are learning to recognise the 4 types of sentences: statements, questions, exclamations and commands. Okay, now while we're doing this, let me have a grab a seat here. Why we are doing this is that we tend to focus a lot of our writing here at school on genre writing, narratives, procedures, expositions, poetry. We do a lot of that. We don't actually knuckle down and do any explicit teaching on the skill of writing. So whilst we're still going to do some genre writing, we're going to knuckle down and hone our skills on the craft of writing, I suppose. And the good thing is we've all got a beautiful foundation to start with. Okay, so we've all got a really solid knowledge and skill base of writing. But if we get into the art of it, I suppose, or the skill development of it, it will certainly develop our confidence with our writing, okay? That's why we're doing it. So one more time, we are learning to recognise the 4 types of sentences: statements, questions, exclamations and commands, and we'll get to those later in the week. Success criteria 1, I can distinguish the difference between a sentence and a fragment. Success criteria 2, I can recognise the 4 basic sentence types: statements, questions, exclamations and commands. Success criteria 3, I can use each of the 4 sentence types in context. So by the end of this week, we'll be able to use a statement in its correct form, a question, an exclamation and a command. That's our end goal, okay? Some of us will get all 3, some of us will get 2, some of us get 1, and that's okay. That's why we've got success criteria and we've got 3 of them. So we can tick them all off, 2 of them, 1 of them, that's okay. We've all got a chance to be successful this week. Hey, my head disappears. Ooh, that's weird. All right. So success criteria 1 is what we're going to focus on tomorrow or today. Said tomorrow because today's Sunday. I can distinguish the difference between a sentence and a fragment. This is where sometimes everybody, and not just you guys, adults, kids, run into trouble distinguishing the difference between what is a sentence. What comprises a sentence. So a sentence is an individual idea or thought, and it's got a verb and a predicate in it. There's that educational language you're talking about, isn't it? Verb and predicate. So, and what we often use as a sentence is a phrase, which isn't a sentence. So a phrase is something like, although I read the book. Not really. Nick read the book. So there's Nick, Nick and Red. They're the 2 kickers, isn't it? It says who I am and it says what I did. That's the basic form of a sentence. And a fragment is a group of words that doesn't include a verb or a noun or a predicate. Yeah? So it would be went to the beach swimming. That's not a sentence because it doesn't tell me who went to the beach. Okay, it's a fragment of a sentence. Or it might be camping by the river. Well, who camped by the river? I did, we did, my family did, yeah? So that's what we're talking about as far as fragments and sentences. Okay, so your writing activity today, we're going to use the same Anne Frank text from our reading, and I'm going to put up just some fragments of sentences and you have to find them and make them into full sentences, okay? But we'll see up here, hang on, let me spin my pooter. Love an anchor chart, you know that. Or actually, it might be easier if I bring this over, hang on. How's that? So the big questions, what is a sentence and what is a fragment, okay? That's what we're working on. What is a sentence and what is a fragment? So a fragment is a group of words that it's not a grammatically complete sentence. A fragment will lack a subject or a verb or both. You know, for example, although I read the book, that's a fragment and more of a phrase than a sentence, as I said before. So subject, you know, we've all got to have subjects in our sentences, okay? So for example, if I had a fragment, like we said before, if I had settled near rivers, if I put something like that into my writing, well, it doesn't tell me who, does it? It doesn't have a subject in there. Maybe a better example might be early settlers camped near rivers. Can we see the difference there? So settled near rivers doesn't really tell us anything, does it? Early settlers, whoops, I left an S off. There we go. Early settlers camped near rivers. Okay? So I think we can see that's a pretty clear example of a predicate or a noun. What have we added to that? So over here where it says early settlers, we've swapped camps for settlers there purely because I didn't want early settlers settled, but you know. So early settlers. We've added that, haven't we? We've added that to the sentence. So is that the noun? That's the noun. Okay. The fragment already had a verb, didn't it? That said what they did. And we've got one here as well. But without a subject in the sentence, it's an incomplete sentence and it's a fragment. Okay? Something like if I also had Tali and Kelsey. Is that a full sentence or is that a fragment? You probably know it's a fragment because I've written it there. But we need to know what Tali and Kelsey did to make it a full sentence. So Tali and Kelsey went to the beach. Okay? So again, that should highlight the difference. So Tali and Kelsey, well, did what? It's not a full sentence, it's a fragment. Tali and Kelsey went to the beach. Yeah? So that, again, that's changing a fragment into a full sentence. And we all people, not just you guys, we need to start formatting our sentences correctly. And that's by putting a subject and what they did into each one, okay? So for your activity today, you'll see on Seesaw, there is in the student response template, I've put some fragments of some sentences from our Anne Frank reading in there. So if you would like to turn those into full sentences, please. You refer back to the reading, see if you can find them. And I would leave the fragment on the template. You'll see the fragment. Don't just add to that. I want you to write the complete sentence under it. So we've got the fragment up the top and then how we've changed it into a full sentence underneath. There'll be 4 there to do, and that's a nice little way to dip our toe into understanding the differences between fragments and full sentences. Yeah. Any questions? Give me a whistle and we'll go from there. Catch you around. Hooroo.